In Kiki delivery service, this feeling does not arrive with a dramatic failure. It arrived quietly. Kiki leaves home believing her magic defines her worth. Flying is not just a skill, it's how she survives, how she works, and how she proves she belongs. So when the delivery pile up, expectation grow and confidence begin to fade, something strange happens. Her magic does not explode, it doesn't disappear overnight, it simply stops working. What makes this moment powerful is how familiar it feels. Kiki lost her power not because of a villain, but because of stress, self-doubt, and loneliness. This shows that growing up can be challenging even without external obstacles. And in the quiet loss of magic, the film asks a gentle but important question. What happens when trying your hardest still does not feel like you are enough?
Kiki Delivery Service portrays enrollment into adulthood, which at 30 years old witches need to leave their home and adapting to a new city. This symbolizes as independency and adult responsibility. Let's deep dive into the transition from her hometown to city. First, let's take a look into city that reflects adulthood fast-paced, unfamiliar and demanding. Unfamiliar with the city, she almost gets hit by a car and causes chaos. The demanding in the city, where she's just 30 years old, almost gets fined by the police. Compared to her hometown that symbolizes of her childhood safety and surrounded by familiar faces. In the movie, Kiki shows that the adulthood requires self-reliance, where she first bravely interacts with strangers to get more information about the city. Second, she also went alone in finding accommodation in the hotel even though she's just only a minor. The urban setting also emphasizes isolation. Although surrounded by people, Kiki often feels lonely, reflecting how early adulthood can be emotionally overwhelming.
At the beginning, Kiki flies because she wants to. It is freedom, it's a joy, it's who she is. But once she starts working, flying is no longer magic, it's survival. Her broom becomes a deadline, her deliveries become expectations, and her value becomes measured by one question: can you still perform? Kiki doesn't lose her power because she is weak. She loses it because she is exhausted. When she can no longer fly, the world doesn't stop, but she does. And at that moment, she is forced to face something terrifying. If I cannot produce, do I still matter? This is our world. Students, creative, young people pushed to turn talent into output, passion into profit. When burnout hits, we don't just lose energy, we lose identity. Sometimes, that expectation steals the very thing that once made you happy. And that brings us to what happened next.
Kiki's delivery service can be read as a critique of what happens when something you love turns into something you must do to survive. Once Kiki's ability to fly becomes work, her value is no longer based on who she is, but on whether she can keep performing. This reflects the logic of the modern gig economy. Work appears flexible, but it depends on constant output. Rest is seen as falling behind. When Kiki can no longer fly, she doesn't just lose a skill, she loses her sense of self. This is where Ursula's advice becomes crucial. She tells Kiki that she once felt the same way. When her creativity disappeared, she didn't force it back. She stopped trying, stepped away, and took a walk. Not to be productive, but to reconnect with herself. The film shifts our perspective here. Burnout is not a personal failure. It is a signal. And sometimes, the way forward is not pushing harder, but pausing. In connecting Kiki's experience to our own, I have one question. In trying to meet other people's expectations, have you forgotten what first made you happy?